And we'll continue with our story, which is again the Fabrengen, all about the Gevam. What's the Rebbe saying to everybody? Is alles gain von sich. I mentioned before we start, it's all one thing. I guess I mentioned this answer, so I found it now. Look. So here's the story. So it was Myers, Ezra Myers, his father, Daniel Myers, Olam Shalom. So he asked the Rebbe, it's around Tavshin Chof, 1960, which is what we're learning. What's the main avodah of our generation of Der Hashvi? I'll translate the words. So obviously, it's not Mugan, he's giving up what he heard in Yechidus, but it looks pretty accurate. The Rebbe answered, the Iker avodah is that even if a person fell in Sheol Tachtus, that he should get up as if nothing happened and not to be disappointed in himself and to think, who am I and what am I? But to be certain that he is Rotzoi, he is favorable like everybody else. On the contrary, he is Rotzoi Lifnei Hashem, even more so, because he's overcoming himself and his fall. The Ma'alev Shuv. Pretty powerful words. Kilo la'ira dova. He has to get up. Kilo la'ira, he fell. Get up like nothing happened. And don't be disappointed. And then don't be depressed. Who am I? What am I? And be certain that your beloved, the Rotze, like everybody that added up. More so, because you're getting up and going forward. He transcends himself and his fall. He gets up. Okay, so continuing the Fabrengen. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
So Ronnie, you're coming now. We're telling here the last few weeks actually, just sharing snippets of a famous Fabrengen, 1952, where the Rebbe took a lot of mashk himself, and that's how it was in those days on occasion. It was the man from the Chassidim. And the Fabrengen, the Rebbe was telling everybody put their hats on backwards. The Rebbe was shattering the whole grip of conformity. We have to lay low and conform, and it was just after the war and survival. That was breaking this. The Yid, the mission, transformed the world. This is very, very early days. The end of the Fabrengen, I'm just going to share with you. It's printed, so I don't have to hide this. So end of the Fabrengen was going long, and a lot of the Chaim and one of the elder Chassidim, like they were concerned for the Rebbe's health. And Pashat wanted to end the Fabrengen, like Rebbe, enough, now go back to your room. For Mincha, for Shabbos, prepare for Mincha. The Rebbe said to him, as I said yesterday, this is most unusual. This is, can I count on one hand when things like this happen? The Rebbe said with a smile, when we said the Maimer, he was standing in the corner. No, and now you want to give opinion. Then he got there was a smile, like a joke, quote unquote. Then his face, here's unbelievable words, friends. His face became very serious and he began to speak about him being the Rebbe. Now, this happened, I think, only once, like maybe twice, anything close to this. The Rebbe says these words with a broken voice. He says, when we think into the greatness of the Rebbe, the Shver, the Frierdiker Rebbe, and with what he left us, couldn't speak. He's referring to himself. I don't know why the Eibishter did so, but this is the matzav, this is the situation. And for sure, it's not against his will, meaning the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Stalkus, the passing, the Frierdiker Rebbe. Because by a Rebbe, there's no such thing as Bal Korcha. By a Rebbe, there's no such thing as something happens that he doesn't agree. And if the Rebbe agrees, this is because this is his will. So then he says, so you have no choice and I have no choice. At any rate, he says, with respect to those things that I accepted upon myself, which is my shlichus in this world, I'm trying it should be bechesed v'rachamim, with kindness and with mercy. ... This Rebbe can't speak. And then listen to these words. Guys joined Ari, Jeremy. You can hear this. It's a Fabrengen 1952. The Rebbe interaction between the Chassidim and the Rebbe at Fabrengen. So listen to these words. One of the Chassidim said, referring to the previous Rebbe, as Chassidim do, the Rebbe nishmas ha'eden, the Rebbe whose soul reposes in paradise. The Rebbe got very emotional, started crying strongly. He says, why are you sending the Rebbe to Solovki, that's Siberia, to Gan Eden? We need him and maybe he needs us here. Yeah, but to say that the Rebbe is in Gan Eden is like in Siberia, as we're learning in the Maimon now. Because the whole point is this world. Hashem wants a dwelling place in this world. We need him here and he wants to be here. It continues. And if for that it means he's got to leave Gan Eden, the lower Gan Eden, even the higher paradise, it's all worth it. Because all the highest levels of paradise, it's all Hashem's light. It's all his revelation, his light. But his very essence in this world. When the Yid in this world says L'chaim on mashke, on the Chaim on, and he eats a piece of Fabaisen, it's called, a piece of physical cake. Here in the physical world of the body in the Fabrengen, here's where the essence of God resides. Here's where Atzilus was the very essence. Is dafke dir b'tachtonim in this world. So why are you sending the Rebbe, he says, to Gan Eden? He's saying this, crying. And it was pounding the table. This is so unusual, friends. This happened once only. We need the Rebbe, he says, and all the Rebbe here in this world. So being included soon after. Okay, friends. Okay.